Hi there, it's Skyward Shield. Welcome to a new Smite video. Today we have to talk about the patch notes, patch 3.23, Wings of Victory, with the new goddess, Nike. No, not to be confused with the shoe brand, though that's probably what they inspired the name from. It's the goddess of victory, and her kit is very interesting to say the least. Her passive, to victory. Nike sets 3 goals so that the team can achieve to gain increased strength. Upon completing a goal, Nike's team gains a laurel that increases power 8 to 12% and movement speed 3 to 7%. 7%. This laurel can increase up to 3 times. Goal 1. Eliminate 10 gods as a team. Goal 2. Eliminate 200 minions as a team. Goal 3, at least 2 allies or level 20. So you got one for just about every type of game. This will do so much better in Conquest than it would in Joust, because I mean the kills and the third goal are no problem, but it's the last one that's the problem. Getting 200 minions with only one wave is hard to do, but with a Conquest you get 3 waves, so you'll get there pretty quickly. Probably within the first 5 minutes. Anyway, I will save, we can go through them in order, but let's start with the second one. Plan of action. Nike draws upon her vast battle experience to plan her next move. Passive. Nike gains 10 to 30 HP5, but its active is Nike's next ability gains a bonus damage 20 to 60 and a special effect. Cost is from 30 to 50, but the cooldown goes down from 18 to 14. Now let's move to the actual the other skills. First one is Rend. Nike slams the ground twice, sending out fissures that deal damage, 5190 plus physical power. If a target is hit twice, the target loses protections from 4 to 20 for 5 seconds. If Plan of Active is active, Rend gains an additional attack. If a target is hit 3 times, the target is disarmed. 60 to 80. Cooldown of 12 seconds. This is her lane clear. You got 2 shots at it. It's pretty instant. But I like this skill a lot. It controls like Ama's ult. But you know, unlike Ama's ult where you need to get you just need to get hit hit something with each shot to get that third stun. But I mean, I like this one because of the bonus, especially with Plan of Action. But I think it's gonna be a good lane clear. I don't think it'll have trouble. I think she's gonna be I want to say she's gonna be a mid-game type of god, but I could be wrong. But she's gonna be more basic attack. She don't have much CC, in terms of hard CC. I don't think she really has any. She's only got softer CCs like slows, which we'll get into in a moment. But let's go to Valiant Leap. This is probably the most CC she'll ever have, but Nike leaps into the air, then crashes down like a chaos dunk at a location, dealing damage 65 to 265 plus 60 physical power, knocking up enemies. If Plan of Action is active, she travels to the location much faster. 55-75 is the cost, and cooldown 18 seconds. Now, this is what I'm not sure about. What will people choose to invest in? Would you invest in Plan of Action more? Which I think that's what they're going to do, because the cooldown going down makes this so much more useful. Or are you going to go for the Valiant Leap, because it also has damage. It's a good escape, but it's an even better escape if you add Plan of Action, because you jump faster. Because anyone else with a jump can get to you quicker than she will. Like, she's not good chasing. She's not good at chasing that much unless you have Plan of Action used beforehand. Anyway, her ultimate, Sentinel of Zeus. Nike transforms into an armored sentinel and sends out a shockwave that damages 100 to 360 plus 80% physical power and slows 30% for enemies around her. While in this form, she gains 40% of her max health as a shield. If Nike's Plan of Action is active, Nike gains 60% of her max health as a shield and applies a 60% slow. Cost is 90 to 110 mana, and cooldown is 100 seconds. This ult is really good. It can be good to initiate or to just to hold out, because especially with Plan of Active, you're getting 60% HP. It can be a good last resort hold out if your friends are coming. If you know your friends are coming and you have both of those, get the plan of action ready, and then pop it out. So what enemies are going to do is they're going to have to silence you or just make sure you can't do that, because if you hold out, you can have that HP. They're going to be slowed most likely, unless they're like a very backline mage, like a Raw. But, oh man, I also like the palette swap because it's green. I mean, you know, green is one of my favorite colors. It's my favorite color, but, I mean, there's also gray. It's up there, but yeah, I in general like green. That's why I like the palette swap Khepri a lot, which we gotta talk about Khepri later, actually. Alright, new god skins. Demonic Pact Anubis is here. He's got 4 unique models for each form, 4 unique sets of sound effects, 4 different voice packs, a custom recall, music pack, emo, and other hidden features. Well, let's hear him.
Nuk per amen ami ab. The ritual has begun.
Ominous. Anyway, next up, Chilling Grasp Outwash, which looks like everyone was saying it was a Game of Thrones reference. I've not watched Game of Thrones or played the game, so you tell me.
We will show them the meaning of fear. We will show them the meaning of winter.
Next is Jurassic Camisards. I don't know if I think that I guess there's no change to his voice pack, or he gets a new voice pack. Like it'll be available, so we don't get to hear it now. Oh well, and Bacchus gets updated mastery skin, so rest in peace, Butter Bacchus. We won't see it ever again. That's too bad. Khepri gets a dance emote. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, I get it. We gotta talk about Khepri. I totally didn't just see that till now. Odyssey 2017 final content: Demonic Pact Anubis, Chilling Grass Outwash, Jurassic Camisards, and the Shock Announcer Pack. I didn't get to hear it. I don't think we get to hear it in the patch note video, but whatever. I'm looking forward to that one a lot. And now item changes. This patch just nerfed so many things. Let's just make that clear. First, Celestial Legion Helm. Its protections have been decreased from 90 to 80, and costs are increased from 2,300 to 2,400. I don't know why. I honestly I don't see this thing that often. If you're gonna see some variant of this, it's Dynasty Plate Helm. That's like on a Jungle Alquang for early game, or Lotus Crown, but that's for healers like a Chunga or a Hell. So I don't see why he'll pick this thing up. I get for the crit, but honestly, if you just block out one crit, another one's coming. So yeah. With ADCs all building crit this season, Celestial Legion Helm just delays the inevitable. But you know, that's just you guys know how much I don't like ADCs and how I think they're incredibly broken this year. Anyway, Hydra's Star reduced cooldown reduction reduced from 10 to 5%, and then Hydra's Lament 15 to 10%. I don't know if this means people are gonna pick it up anymore. I think they are, just very less. It's like just some people found a good use for this item, they nerf it. That's how Hi-Rez is like, what? People are using this item? We need to nerf it. And they're like, why aren't they using these items? Yeah, because you nerf them to the ground. I don't even think that's the issue with. I don't think the cooldown's the issue with Hydra's Lament. I think they're targeting the wrong thing. But Obsidian Shard as well getting nerfed. I'm not too upset because when I see Titan's Bane is even worser shape. I think it's like 30 power. But yeah. The raw power is nice, but they're just trying to encourage people to pick up Spear of the Magus. But here's the thing, Spear of the Magus can only be picked up by certain mages. You don't give it to a Ra. You give it to a Poseidon or an Aphrodite or a Kukulkan especially. But now, the nerfs. Oh, here they come. Erling Shen. Remember freaking Duke Sloth had a video about Hasten Fatalis. So guess what? You gotta update it because Erling Shen's spot weakness no longer ignores basic attack movement penalties. But on the other hand, 72 transformations, when you use the Mink form, it will allow you to ignore basic attack penalties for 5 seconds. So it's switched to 72 transformation. But the Turtle Shield did get nerfed, and the attack buff from the Mink got nerfed from 6 seconds to 5 seconds. They will never leave this guy alone. I really want to make a top 10 Smite Gods of 2016 video, but I think I will tell you Erling Shen's making that list. Where? We'll have to see, because these nerfs are really making him be at risk of not getting number 1. Anyway, Hades. Blight is the duration of Blight increased from 5 seconds to 8 seconds. That is Okay. Shroud of Darkness no longer knocks back minions. Pillar of Agony, increased protection buff from 40 to 80 to 60 to 80. Next, Jingwei. People have been asking for them to nerf the passive, and I say if you nerf the passive, you eliminate Jingwei as a character. But now look at this. Explosive bolts. The crit chance is nerfed from 5 to 25, 0 to 20. So you're not getting any crit with these at the very beginning of the game, and when you do, and you have the chance, it's very minuscule. So you're gonna have to hope you have to get those crit items possibly earlier, but I don't think you can afford that or risk that. I would say unless you're really ahead. Explosive bolts also gets cooldown reduced from 20 to 12, 20 to 16. Although I don't think that is cooldown or explosive bolts because that's her 3. That's her little dash. I think they might have nerfed the dash. I'm not sure. Yeah, see, additionally, will not be adjusting her passive in this patch. We'd rather keep her unique strength rather than remove it or nerf it, which is good. But anyway, so next you see Khepri. Khepri was so dominant they nerfed him to the ground, but now his HP is going up from 460 to 490. Let's go, boys! Khepri is coming back. I'm so excited. That's one of the few bright spots, no pun intended, for Khepri, or just for this patch in general. Now, speaking of, this is fair, I think, because Nox, she could be trying to clear lane and she'll lose all her candles just by getting hit by a damn stray arrow from a dumb minion. So what this will do now is that only God damage can put out the candles, which I think that's fair. I mean, people hate Nox, and I kind of hate fighting against her as well, but I think it's fair. Osiris is getting a bit of an adjustment now. Each stack from Fragmented will give 1% magical damage mitigation. Pretty good. Terra getting nerfed again. What did I tell you guys? You never needed to nerf them. You just needed to give them time, see where they're at, and then make the judgment. Don't make a hasty judgment because people are being salty. Give them time and look at this. Terra's Blessing cooldown increased from 110 to 90. It used to be 110 to 90, now 110 at all ranks. They nerfed it before, remember. If I recall, I'm confident that they did nerf this before, because it used to be like 100. I think it used to be a lot less in the past, but they made it worse. So basically, with this now, you could point skip Terra's ult now, I think. I mean, it's still good, but you could just skip it. You could put points in it later. You can put another point to your healing circle instead, if you're leveling that second. But yeah, I guess this is just putting that option, so that there may be a silver lining to this thing. Maybe. I don't know. It's up to... I will let the Terra players decide for themselves, personally. I would like to play her, but after what they did to her circle, I'm not sure how to feel about that. Or just about playing her in general. Anyway, Thoth. In the last patch, we gave Thoth additional positioning tools in the late game, and then held on future changes to see how players learn to play the Arbiter of the Damned. After reviewing performance as more and more players learned him, final judgment is that he is underperforming. We are making a few adjustments to allow his damage to become more consistent, while still leaving room for players to skillfully juke Thoth's attempts at dealing more damage. Yeah, they're right. Thoth has been underperforming, and I think these buffs are going to put him back up, but I just hope we don't have a similar case like Fafnir or Terra. That's my one little fear for this. Anyway, Hieroglyphic Assault increased projectile speed by 20%, so he could shoot these things faster, which I think they were a little bit slow. But then again, I'm used to, Raw Season 1. I like to call Thoth Raw Season 2, or Volume 2, actually. Raw Volume 2's attacks are so much slower. I mean, you have the wall for that, but still, even without the wall, it should at least not be sluggish. You're a mage. You want to clear the wave ASAP, especially when you're being pressured. Because if they don't got minions, they got to risk facing the tower. But anyway, Evade and Punish. Increase radius from 3 to 4. Glyph of Pain. Reduced mana cost from 60 at all ranks from 25 to 45, which pretty good. Although I don't know. I don't know why they use seconds, but whatever. Anyway, finally, tier. Tier has his change stance can be activated at rank 0, so kind of like how Hell, even without getting a point into your 4, Hell can still transform from light stance to dark stance, vice versa. Same with Uller. You know, those people who have stance changing things, yeah. The only reason they didn't do it here is because, you know, it's not his ultimate. He has an actual ultimate, unlike Hell and Uller. So I think this is fair. I know Timtastic Toby is excited for this when he sees this, I think. Anyway, so I think that'll do it. I'm gonna say it's a good patch. I mean, Nike is great. Khepri stuff is great. I'm fine with Khepri because make Guardians great again, but at the same time, it's got to be balanced, I guess. So law of equivalent exchange, as they say. Items, rest in peace. We loved you. But anyway, other than that, I think that'll do it. So have any questions or comments? Feel free to put them in the comment section below. And yeah, I will see you guys in another video.